Hey, it's me, MLV. Here is Pool Chapter 33, and this one is titled Besotted. As I stated at the end of Chapter 32, we were going to skip what happens in bed entirely. I will place the links in the description for those who are of age and who have access to my site, and we'll just pick up after the scene in bed. Drowsily, you found his shirt and put it back on and then cuddled up in bed, exhausted from that release. As Aizawa entered the room again, naked, a shrill scream erupted from the girls' cabin in the distance and you sat bolt upright. "The kids!" you said loudly. Aizawa turned to run for the door, but your panicked call reined him back in. "Aizawa, you're naked!" you called. "Here, take your shirt." He raced back in and grabbed the shirt that you'd taken off and flung at him, then quickly pulled his pants on and took off again. "Oh, I hope they're okay," you thought as you lay back and stared up at the ceiling. Aizawa was back in a few minutes and entered quietly. "What was it?" you asked him. "Mineta in the girls' cabin," he deadpanned. "Oh, should have seen that coming," he replied with a smile. He nodded and took his clothes off again, hopping into bed naked with you. "The clothes are all wet," he said, his warm body pressing up against yours. Lazily you reached out and held onto him, and then pulled your body into his side, which he allowed, and opened his arm to wrap it around under your back, and that's how you fell asleep, naked in bed together. The next morning you woke to an empty bed, and, with a fright, sat up, listening for your lover from the night before. "Aizawa?" you called softly. No reply. You pushed the covers back tentatively and listened again. All was quiet, and you looked up and out through the sheer blinds on the cabin window. No one was outside, so you gingerly hopped out of bed. You were just about to walk naked to the bathroom when you saw a pile of clothes neatly stacked on the end of the bed, and you smiled. "Oh, those are my clothes. He must have gone and gotten them from my cabin earlier this morning." Eagerly you picked them up and took them with you into the ensuite so you could have a shower. Truth be told, you didn't really want to have a shower. The smell of Aizawa was still lingering on your skin, and you loved his scent. But unfortunately, you needed to look as presentable as possible for the day. "God, last night was wild," you thought as you plopped the clothes down on the side of the basin and turned the shower on. All I wanted to do was get a little closer, but we ended up actually doing it. And boy, it was amazing. The hot water spilled over your arm, then your shoulder, then down your back as you slid under the flow, dousing your body with warmth. "Is it going to be awkward this morning?" you wondered, slapping your hands to your face and rubbing the water all over it before tilting your head all the way back and washing the sleep off. Maybe it might not be awkward because he was just as into it as I was, and he did say that he had been wanting this. You reached for the soap and lathered it into your hands as you thought more. "So what does that mean for us now? Are we an item? Just friends with benefits? A one-night stand? How will this impact our professional relationship?" Your brain continued to ponder these matters, breaking them down like some kind of school project on human relations, and you ended up shaking your head and scowling instead. "No, Yin, just go with it. You don't need to address it just now. Maybe he'll pull you aside tonight and talk to you about it. I hope he doesn't back down or anything. I kinda want this to happen again." As you cleaned yourself, your mind conjured up his hands around your throat as he rasped things into your ear from behind. Just that image alone was enough to get you hot and flustered again, and you quickly finished up and grabbed for the towel to dry off. "Okay, rule number 1, don't think about it because it's only going to turn you on. Rule number 2, don't give anything away, don't stare at him, don't try and talk to him, and don't even think about trying to flirt with him." Having set your rules, you dried up and put your new clothes on, courtesy of Aizawa, and looked down at what he'd chosen. Not bad, Aizawa, not bad." You fixed your hair and then left, putting your semi-wet shoes back on and leaving the cabin. The first place that you went to was the hall, to see if that's where he and the students were, as he had mentioned earlier last night that they would be doing training exercises there before lunch. "Miss Lynn!" the girls chorused as you opened the side door and slipped in. "We heard about the cabin accident last night. Are you okay?" "Yes, I'm fine, girls," he said with a gentle smile. "Aizawa saved me." "Aww," Eureka gushed, pressing her hands to her cheeks with pinky fingers off, face filling with love. "Oh, no, you stammered, trying to cover for your previous very loved-up sounding sentence before. He saw what happened and rescued me." "Oh, that's still really sweet," she said with an endearing look on her face. "Back to training," Aizawa's stern voice called, setting the girls running back to get to practice. You looked up as they left and Aizawa approached you, making your heart race as he sauntered over. Thank you for getting my clothes, he whispered. I was wondering how I was going to get... Yaoyorozu has asked for a personal chef to supply lunch today. Before that, we have drills. I need you to go and set up a sprint track with the marker cones in the supply closet over there. He pointed to a cupboard against the back wall of the hall. Oh, yeah, okay, no problem, you replied with embarrassment, feeling a little stupid about how you were about to launch into matters concerning last night. Good, he replied. The way he said it sounded familiar in timbre to how his voice had rasped in your ear last night, and you got flustered immediately. Oh, did he have to say it like that? You squealed internally, as you hung your head and speed walked over to the cupboard. Is Miss Lin okay? Jiro whispered to Yaoyorozu as they sparred, the shorter onyx-eyed girl watching you walk away from Aizawa. I think so, the Ravenet replied, looking over to where you were. Why? Oh, she just seems different, Jiro mused. How so? Yaoyorozu asked curiously. Aizawa told us the tree fell on her cabin last night, and we all saw that to be the case. So, where did she sleep? Oh, I thought maybe it would be in here. There's a spare room in the back, Yaoyorozu replied. But she doesn't know about that room, Jiro replied. She doesn't know this place well enough. Oh gosh, you're right, Yaoyorozu gasped. So where did she sleep? I think she slept in Aizawa's cabin, Jiro leered mischievously. Oh my, Yaoyorozu gasped, placing her hand to her mouth delicately. But perhaps he slept in his sleeping bag like he usually does. I doubt they slept in the same bed. Forgot about the sleeping bag, Jiro deadpanned. Damn, I thought I'd found some scandal. Jiro, you know Miss Lin is an upright person. She would never give herself to a man without being in an established relationship, Yaoyorozu said in your defence. Both girls looked over to where you'd pulled the markers out of the cupboard, and you were now turned around, standing there with a far-off look in your eyes. You gazed lovingly at Aizawa. Yaoyorozu and Jiro followed your gaze, and then looked at each other. She's staring at Aizawa, isn't she? Jiro mused. Ooh, I wonder if the students find out. Hopefully they do not. Stay tuned for chapter 34 coming tomorrow.